Belarus, a country often described as the last dictatorship in Europe.
The president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, is marking 30 years in power, making him one of the world's longest-serving political leaders.
Place stuck in Soviet nostalgia, hidden behind a veil of political intrigue and strict borders. But what is really like to spend 48 hours here? In this video, I'll take you on a journey through a nation where time seems frozen in the past. Welcome to Belarus. Traveling to Belarus is not as straightforward as it used to be, as all the flights from Europe have been banned. I had to fly to Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, and then I took a bus to Minsk, which is 100 miles away.
We are officially in Belarus, country number 86, and we are now heading to Minsk.
This was probably the most exhausting bus journey I ever had, as I was stuck at the Belarusian border controls for nearly 5 hours.
We start our exploration of Minsk from the majestic Mound of Glory. Check this out, how beautiful. Built in honor of the soldiers of the Soviet Red Army in the Second World War. And actually, in this place in 1944, during the Bagration operation, which was aimed at liberating Belarus from the Nazi Germany, a massive Nazi battalion, Nazi troops were defeated by the Red Army. And that's why this was built in the 60s, to commemorate this massive and iconic victory, which then led to the liberation of Belarus during the Second World War. There are 241 steps leading to the top. Unfortunately, it's not possible going on top because there are some reconstruction works going on at the moment. The idea of this monument is to be visible from all the corners of Soviet Union. So basically everybody can see and can remember all the soldiers who died fighting for the freedom of Soviet Union. And then there is this writing here at the bottom. I don't know how to read Russian, to be honest, but maybe it's Pomenem 80 let or pet. 80 years of commemoration from the liberation of Soviet Union. And actually the World War II was a very, very sad story for Belarus, as the military operations basically devastated the country, as nearly 25% of its population died, and also more or less half of its economic power. Now we are in the very beautiful outskirts of Minsk. Check out this massive Soviet boulevard with this very nice Soviet weather. But now we got a problem because we need to head back to the city center. So basically we have two options. The first one is using a taxi. There is no Uber here in Belarus. We might want to use an app called Yandex, but it's boring. The second option looks much more interesting to me. We are gonna try the very famous Minsk metro. This one is the very last stop. So there are only 3 lines here in Minsk, so it should be quite straightforward. So I tried a very famous metro around the world in this part of the world, basically. So Moscow, Kiev, and also Tashkent. So I'm keen to discover whether the Minsk metro is very beautiful as well. Actually, people told me not to film inside of the metro, so let's see, if we can film something. But let's go. Look how clean is this metro station. It's the very last stop, so it should be, in a quite dodgy area. But check this out. It's absolutely incredible. Not sure what is written here. And this is our station, the most central one. Not as beautiful as the metros of Kiev, Tashkent, and Moscow. As you can see, I mean, it's nice, but not like stunning, but very, very clean and efficient. The best way of, traveling across Minsk. And this is the most central metro station of Minsk. So apparently we are in the very city center of the city. These massive and wide boulevards, this very nice, let's say, brutalist Soviet architecture. But the city is very organized, very clean. I love these massive sidewalks. But by the way, so following the 2020 presidential election of Lukashenko, which apparently turned out to be not very democratic, and also following the Belarusian support to the Russian aggression of Ukraine. Actually, I should be very, very careful in saying this in the middle of the street because I might be followed by some KGB agent. By the way, a lot of international brands left Belarus following the sanctions which were imposed by both the US and the European Union. One of the very first brands who left Belarus was McDonald's. And guys, today we are gonna review the Belarusian version of McDonald's, McBuy. Even the layout of the menu, it's absolutely the same as the one of McDonald's. Check this out. We have now fish, we have the combo menu, and also the drinks. It's pretty much the same. So let's try the fries, which look very, very similar to the ones of McDonald's. But much more saltier. Yeah, don't like that so much, to be honest. Cheeseburger, very similar. The beef itself, it's a bit different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's less tasty. Very cold outside, so I entered the legendary GUM department store. This very, very Soviet chandelier. Look at that. This is the main sign of Belarus. So beautiful, with the star and the map of Belarus in the middle. Wow, so fascinating. Look at the very, very Soviet architecture. And also check out this very, very beautiful star surrounded by this decoration. I've been at the GUM department store in Moscow and they are massive, but also this one are very, very nice. Let's have a look. They already have all the Christmas decorations. So here is where Belarusians come to buy pretty much everything. It's built on several floors and it's right on the main street of Minsk, the Prospect. Look at the men's section. These coats and these hats, but the whole section here, it looks like outfits coming out from the 50s or the 60s. So fascinating. Yeah. There is a bar or restaurant, Stolo Bar. You know what? I'm absolutely disappointed by that McBuy, the Belarusian McDonald's, that I'm still quite starving. Shall we get maybe some borscht or some pelmeni, some vareniki, or whatever they call their little dumplings here in Belarus? Let's have a look. Привет. Борщ?
Борща нет.
Борщ нет. Вареники? Пельмени? Нет. Нет. What is this? What is this?
Свинина с сыром. С грибами.
Okay, one please. Yes. No idea what I just ordered. To be honest with you, I'm not very impressed by the Belarusian food so far. So if you have any suggestion on something, some specific dish I should be trying during this visit, please let me know in the comments box. Walking the streets of Minsk is a kind of refreshing and relaxing experience. Check out this sidewalk. It's spotless clean. There is no trash, no paper whatsoever, no graffiti on the wall. By the way, check out this very beautiful, not sure whether it's a temple or most likely a government building. So most likely I'm not supposed to filming here. But also, yeah, it's super clean. Also on the other side, I mean, we are in the very, very city center. But walking since this morning, I haven't seen trash, I haven't seen beggars, I haven't seen graffiti on the walls. So very, very different experience to Western Europe, where I come from, for example, Rome or London. I wanted to visit Belarus since a very, very long time, but the visa process was very time consuming and complex. This until very few months ago, where the local government suspended the visa requirement for certain nationalities, Italian included, so that's why I'm here. So if you want to visit this fascinating and a bit mysterious country, this is the right time. What really surprised me about this city is that massive, massive squares, gigantic avenues. The sidewalks also are very wide, but there are very few people around. Today is Friday afternoon. We are in the very central part. There is also, I guess, a very important landmark over there. And it's not very cold either, just like 12 degrees, which is like summer for Belarusian people. And yeah, it's empty, it's very quiet. There is like an ear atmosphere as well. I don't know, I don't feel completely comfortable in walking and talking to this little stick. Let me be completely honest with you, Minsk is not gonna be my next favorite city of all times. But having said that, if you like the gray color, a lot of hammer and stickers scattered across the whole city, and also this Soviet brutalist architecture and this gray weather, well, maybe Belarus is gonna be your next trip. But yeah, look at this square. This is one of the most central square of Minsk. We have a shopping mall there, another brutalist hotel. This is the central railway station. But there isn't much else to do actually, even though I like, wandering in a new country, in a new city. But also the interactions with the locals are pretty limited, because local people don't speak English very well, and my Russian skills are awful. It's almost 6 p.m. in the afternoon, guys, and I want to show you the peak hours in Minsk, Belarus. The sun is setting, it's getting colder and colder, so I thought, why not buying a Dynamo Minsk scarf, which will keep me a bit warmer tonight. Anyway, I'm standing just in front of the Dynamo Minsk stadium, one of the main iconic attraction of Minsk, which is a combination of, I don't know, maybe Art Deco style and a modern architecture as well. There is also a very big white cover on top that you cannot see. And so Dynamo Minsk is playing in a conference league, so actually not the most prestigious team in Europe. But actually I like this scarf because first of all there is a very nice Dynamo Minsk logo, but also it's written in Belarusian, so not even Russian but Belarusian, which is the official language of Belarus, spoken by more than 70% of the population. The second one is Russian, of course, even though since Lukashenko took power in 1994, Russian now is the mandatory language in all the schools here in Belarus. So actually it's becoming more and more popular over Belarusian. Dobry Dien from the National Opera and Ballet of Minsk, built in 1939, immersed in this very beautiful park, one of the many parks of Minsk actually, of course empty. It's midday of a Saturday and it's completely empty. But let's go and explore the most, let's say, authentic and ancient area of Minsk called Trinity Hill. There are a couple of things which really surprised me about Minsk so far. The first one being the fact that I thought that was a much more poorer city, like very communistic, dirty, graffiti everywhere, but in reality it's very well organized. Look at this park. It's unbelievably clean. We don't have this kind of parks in Rome, yeah. So yeah, I don't know whether it's the city center or not, but also I saw a lot of electric cars, Tesla, so apparently the economic condition of Belarus, of Minsk, is much better than expected. And then the second one is Mr. Lukashenko, as you know, the big boss of the country since 1994. I was expecting to see his face pretty much everywhere in Minsk. So I don't know, on the banknotes, on some billboards, advertised pretty much everywhere. But that was not the case. I haven't seen his big bossy face pretty much anywhere. How much is called back?
54.
4. 4. 5. Oh, 54. Okay. Okay. Okay, can I get this black? Churn, call back. Thank you. I'm learning some Belarusian, you see? What do you think, guys? It's getting colder and colder. So I need to blend with the local people and local culture. And I don't need to get a cold as well. So, this is the Trinity Hill area. As you can see, a lot of historical landmarks. Not sure what's the name of these churches, but it's very beautiful, very peaceful. A lot of tourists here actually, but most of them speaking Russian, so I guess that they are coming from Russia. I haven't met any Westerners so far, and that's very surprising. It's nice to unplug from the concrete jungle of communist buildings of the other parts of Minsk. This area looks more like Western Europe to me. There is also a very nice building there. Maybe it's like a government building. Very chill out atmosphere, very nice vibe. There are a lot of restaurants and cafes dotting this square. And then on the other side there is the view of the Minsk river. Guys, I came to the outskirts of Minsk to show you a couple of masterpieces of the Soviet brutalist architecture. First of all, the biggest shopping mall in Minsk, the Dana Mall, with the colors of the Belarusian flag, green and red. Red, which symbolize all the blood that has been spilled during the wars, in particular the Second World War. And the green is because of the forest, because you know that 40% of the Belarusian territory is covered by forest. That's incredible. But the shopping mall wasn't the main thing I wanted to show you guys. Some genius had a brilliant idea to enrich these very ugly communist blocks with this absolutely stunning Soviet murales. Wow, I'm not sure what's the meaning. There are some children and some soldiers, the children having some flowers in their hand, but yeah, I'm in love with this kind of art. But this one is even more beautiful. Check this out. USSR. There is a cosmonaut on the top. Wow. And then maybe this is to glorify and to advertise the space exploration from the old Soviet Union. Wow. But guys, before ending the video, I have a very last surprise I want to show you. Probably it's just in front of me, the most brutalist building of Minsk. Check out this very modern Belarusian architecture. Then we have the biggest shopping mall of Minsk, the brutalist buildings with a very nice murales, and then another genius, the architect who built this masterpiece. Guys, the National Library of Minsk, Belarus, at sunset time. What a country! Clean, safe, well organized, not so expensive, very good food, not so friendly people, but actually not so good as well. And I was expecting this in this part of the world. Most importantly, I was not arrested. Maybe I will come back in this country one day, who knows. But for the moment, spasiba bolshoi. Thank you very much for watching, and see you each other in the next video. Das vidania from Minsk, Belarus.